My name is Michael, and I play bass.
My name is Ben. I play guitar.
Name's Corey. I'm vocalist.
I'm Kurt. I sing.
Mikey, I play guitar.
I'm Joe, and I play drums.
Long story.
Yeah, it's quite the story. Me and Butter have been jamming.
That's Butter.
This is
me,
Butter.
That's Michael.
This is Michael, but he's Butter.
I call him Butter.
Just Butter.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had been jamming since like high school, and we were looking for musicians that wanted to play this kind of stuff, and we had a lot of trouble doing it. So like in 2009, we just decided to say screw it and just like lay down the tracks. Like I programmed the drums, and then we just invited like 15 people to be guest musicians on the record, and that became Plan B. And then from there, we found Joe, and then from there we found Kurt.
It's just like, it sort of started out as kind of like people were guest playing on records, and that's kind of what Plan B was. But after that, Corey was on Plan B, and shortly thereafter they found Ben, because these two were in a band together called Discovery of a Lifelong Error, and they joined, and then I joined up, and then Kurt joined up. So.
Cool.
Is that where the name Plan B came from? You're just like, fuck it, we'll go to Plan B. Like, okay.
Kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I know. Or is it like the pregnancy thing?
It's mostly pregnancy.
Okay.
The pregnancy.
So you guys. Really cool.
In reality, it's really glorious.
You start growing mustaches.
As you can tell by all of our facial hair,
Most of them.
we're pretty groomed, but not really groomed.
I've been wearing this sweatshirt for like 6 weeks in a row, and I probably smell really bad. So it's not as glorious as people make it out to be, but it is really fun.
It's awesome to be able to share music with people and to call it preaching the gospel that is music to people, you know. But it's definitely hard work. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of sweat and blood that goes into music, and the road is hard evidence of it. It's a lot of driving and a lot of dirty days on the road. I don't know.
Which one?
We punked, I Set My Friends on Fire's tour manager really good in Salt Lake City.
That's good.
Like, they showed up late, and then the
late.
promoter there, his name's Rick Shoes, he's a really laid-back, cool guy. But we were just joking around, like, how they were showing up late, and he was kind of bummed about that because they're the headliner. And, he brought Damien in to sit down. He sat him down at this table in this sketchy room, like, dark lit room, and he's like, I don't even know how the story goes fully, but we were just hiding around a corner, just listening to Rick Shoes kind of tear into him, and we're just like giggling to ourselves, and then finally Rick couldn't hold it together anymore and just started busting up, and we just come flying around the corner and laughing, and Damien, he's a tour manager, he's really good sport about it. Be like, I knew I was getting punked.
He took the band's drink tickets and lit them on fire. It's like, these are your drink tickets, and lit them on fire. He did a good job. Rick Shoes played out the part really well. It was really funny. But yeah, we've had lots of drives through the night, and just, we sort of develop our own lingo and our own language on tour because we're around each other so much that there's nothing better to do. So yeah, there's lots of funny tour stories, but I don't know how many of them we can actually tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Song starts.
We all have varied music tastes. Like, Kurt will listen to something completely different than like what I or Butter listen to, and a band I think we all can agree on is Refused, and like At the Drive-In, like we all like that kind of thing. Like, we kind of come from that background, but currently we all listen to just a crazy mixture of a bunch of different kinds of music.
I haven't listened to heavy music in a while, like on my own.
Yeah, that's it's a sort of weird misconception that a lot of people have when they talk to us after a show. They'll be like, so what are your favorite like metal bands, and like who's your favorite screamer and everything, and like what are you listening to right now? I'm like, well, I'm listening to Andrew Bird, and he doesn't do a whole lot of screaming. But,
our iPod in the van is anywhere from maybe we listen to some heavy stuff occasionally, but it's anywhere from what have you even rock lately? I don't even know.
El Guincho. Yeah.
And So I Watch You From Afar.
Yeah.
Mikey got me into Cloud Cult.
I think if you make you don't even have to make an effort, but if you listen to a genre that's outside of the genre you're playing, you're gonna derive so many more influences from it, and you won't get pigeonholed into a formula because you're just listening to a band and you recreate it. It's like we can listen to something jazzy or listening to something indie and take styles and elements from that and incorporate it into what we're doing. So
I've been listening to the Jeff Hamilton Trio and Samba Guru. You should check out Samba Guru. It's really good.
And to I the Mighty.
I the Mighty.
Yeah, we all like I the Mighty.
I the Mighty are good friends, and they just released their EP on Equal Vision Records, and they're amazing. Everyone in this room, everyone listening, watching, should listen to I the Mighty right now. It's amazing music.
Nice.
Because we're all nerds.
We're all
It's kind of funny.
nerds.
We don't call our fans like fans. They're just our friends because they're just as big as dorks as we are.
Yeah. All one big circle of
Yeah.
dorks. Yeah, we just, I don't know.
We play Pokemon all day.
We actually get a bigger response online when we start talking about video games than anything else we do. So yeah, so that's why. Yeah.
Satan.
No.
no.
God.
Honestly, what inspires me is the fact that there isn't really that many bands with what we're doing. So I get inspired by creating something that I feel is new and creative, and sort of kind of back to what Corey said, like mixing different genres and making it cohesive and having a record that flows and has many different elements. That's inspiring to me. I want to listen to a record and I want to hear tons of different elements that I like, and I feel like we do that beautifully. So
Yeah, I
that's
think we
what
all,
inspires me.
Oh, sorry. I think we all kind of inspire each other too. Like before I was in this band, like I don't know, I was just in I kind of plateaued as a guitar player, but like having Mikey, teach me the guitar parts for the songs he wrote, and then learning more stuff, like it just inspired me to be a better musician. And then watching Butter play, and then hearing what Joe can do, and then hearing their the vocal parts they come up with. It's just this crazy nest of inspiration that we kind of work together with.
We're a pretty eclectic group of musicians. Like we said, from our listening, from what our evidence from our listening, we all come from different musical backgrounds, and from everything from just serious jamming to some of us are even somewhat classically trained and can read music. It just depends on the person, but that's what makes it awesome, is that it all fuses together really well. I mean, it's worked so far. It's a good time.
Especially when there's so many shitty bands out there, that inspires me to make better music.
Yeah.
Working with Chris is amazing, to say the least.
Chris and I kind of go back a ways, and even since day one of me joining the band, there was kind of this promise that we were going to record with him. So
I bribed him with Chris Kermit.
yeah,
We lied.
Hey, but it worked out. Yeah. Look at that.
it worked out, but they totally knew what to say to get me stoked on on what we were doing. But he just has one of the most meticulous ears, and just he's not even like a good like singer or anything, but he'll like try and like maybe whistle or like show you a melody, and you're like, you get what he's trying to do. And I don't know, I've worked with him I mean, shit, this is my third record recording with Chris, and I literally am afraid to go to anybody else because he's so amazing at what he does. Even thinking about other producers for like the next record. Like we don't have any indefinite set recording times, but we're always like talking about new producers. Butter's really good friends with this amazing sound engineer slash producer named Robert Cheek, and it always goes back to like, well, yeah, we can have him do like the drums and the guitars, but we're flying Chris out for me to do vocals, because I guess I'm not like afraid, but like he's so good at what he does, and he just makes everything sonically huge, vocally. And I don't know.
He somehow promotes such a comfortable musical environment too when you record with him. He's
really laid back.
I mean, I hate to be cheesy about it, but he sort of extracts the best out of a musician. He makes it comfortable, and drums, guitar, and tones, the natural sounds of drums, the natural tones of guitars, and pedals and stuff. He was just as much of an integral part of our record as any one of us was, we feel like.
Yeah, true that.
And he, shout out to Chris for that. Like Chris.
Yeah. It was also good to drive out to Portland and spend a month there, like away from home, away from like our stupid problems at home, and just get away so we could write the album.
Yeah, and Chris, another cool thing about Chris is he actually really cares about the artists that he works with, because we just a week or two ago we played in Portland, and he came out and watched us and hung out with us at the bar, and we talked shop for a long time, and he cares a lot, You become his friend. He cares a lot about the industry and about music. He's a good guy, so hell yeah.
An example. Chris goes the extra mile. We had very, very limited time to record a full-length record, and I even remember like when we were in the studio arguing with Mikey about, dude, we got to cut this, we got to cut that, like it's not going to happen. And as stubborn as Michael is, you cannot get him to change his mind about anything, and it's one of the things that makes him the way he is and the musician that he is. But we just didn't have enough time for vocals, and to the point where there was a whole song that was not recorded vocally, and our time was up.
We literally left Portland with a song having no vocals on it.
Yeah, and Chris, as laid back as he is, he goes, don't worry about it, no big deal. You find a guy that has a decent microphone in Sacramento, and we'll Skype, and you just put me in, whoever's room that you're doing it or
on
whatever.
An iPad.
Yeah, and he did. He produced me from Portland in just a room with our buddy Chris Miller.
Chris Miller. Yeah.
Which is another really good sound engineer. But I've never seen a producer do that. I've never heard of a producer do that. And that song is like one of our favorite songs fan wise.
That's the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came out absolutely beautiful. I hated the song at first. I didn't even want to record the song. I was begging for everybody to like cut it, and now I'm so happy that we did what we did, because it's a great song. But that's just one example of how Chris Crummett is amazing. Is he doesn't even have to be there. He can Skype you from
Skype
Portland.
Yeah.
And and he's just sitting there, he's plugging one ear and he's listening to it, and he's like, all right, let me hear it again. And yeah, I think that'll be good. That's good enough. Just blew my mind. Anywho,
Sounds really nice.
He's the man. He's tall.
he's very tall, very skinny, very tall, very nerdy.
Just like us.
We're not tall.
We're nerdy. We're nerdy.
We're the shortest band
We're a
ever.
pretty short band.
I think as soon as we get back from this tour, we're gonna do our best to like immerse ourselves in writing once again. Try to get a head start on the next record before we go back out on tour, possibly later in the summer.
Probably tour later in the summer, early fall. We have a couple things like, waiting, but we obviously, unfortunately, can't say exactly what they are, but we have some things waiting, and we have some hookups and some people we've been talking to, and so we do have some plans. Writing another record is going to happen very soon, and we're all really excited about it. So, yeah.
Decided to not play these songs anymore.
Yeah.
Songs don't get stale to the musicians who play them at all.
Wink.
Shout-outs before we
Hi,
do
Mom.
this interview?
Hi, Ben's mom.
Hi, Ben's mom.
Hi, Ben's mom.
Hi, Ben's mom.
Brent Walsh. Hi, Brent.
Brent
Yeah.
Walsh.
I'm mighty.
Hi, the
Hi, the mighty. Hi, the mighty.
Hi, the mighty.
We love you.
Sweetest sound of seawater.
Blake, Ian, Chris, and Brent, we love you guys.
Hi, just like vinyl.
Hi, just like vinyl.
Hail the sun.
Hail the
Hail the
sun.
sun.
What's up, Hail the sun?
All the people that have helped us out on tour.
Yeah.
Everybody who has done anything for us on tour, from the big things to little things.
Thomas Herrick. What's
Thomas
up, Thomas?
Didn't really do anything for us, but we love you. No, but yeah, thanks to all those people and.